For some athletes, injuries sideline them from their careers. That is not the case with Kansas City native Mizzou wrestler Grant Leith.
Coming into college, that's who I was, and then you have it taken from you. And it's like, this dude hasn't been on the mat for 3 years.
Leith battled through a knee surgery before his freshman year. Then he had a disc replacement surgery in his neck. To top it off, he had another knee surgery in that same year. Once the 2018 season came around, Grant had not wrestled for 3 straight seasons.
I had so much to prove to everybody. And then, I don't know when, but at some point it shifted that, nah, I'm doing this for me. And I think that is why, I had such a good season that year.
Grant All-Americaned after 3 years of injuries, a season that almost didn't happen.
I went and met with him and his family and just said, I think he should just maybe think about hanging it up. And, he was thinking that over, and he came back and said, I don't want to do that. I want to give this another try. I got to give it another try. And of course he does, and goes on and becomes an All-American. So then it's like, hey, it's great again.
And then after that season, it all came crashing down again.
What had happened is I'd fallen asleep, and so it was a 2-lane highway, and it was 60 miles an hour. Fell asleep, crossed onto oncoming traffic, and I hit a F-350 head on.
A car accident, where some say
probably should have been killed. And if you see his car, what it looked like, it was insane.
Grant only had one thing on his mind.
This lady comes running over, panicked, lay down, you need to get on the ground. I was like, I'm fine, I need my phone, I need to call my mom. I was dead set that I needed to talk to my mom, tell her what was going on, and then.
A call no parent ever wants to receive.
The phone rang, I just got this, I don't even know how to describe it, it was just this feeling in the pit of my stomach that I needed to answer this phone call. And it was Grant, and he said, his first words were, Mom, I've been in a car accident.
There she goes
again. So I knew he was talking, so I knew he was at least okay. And he started apologizing and saying how sorry he was, and I honestly thought at that point he was telling me goodbye.
Grant was lucky to walk away with scratches. But the accident had initiated a new injury that happened that summer at a tournament.
It was like flies, and it took my shoulder out, and I just felt the loudest pop. Felt it, heard it, and
Grant knew it was bad, but he was hopeful until the team doctor gave him the news.
And he just goes, dude, you have a 360-degree labral tear, you have a 320-degree rotator cuff tear. He's like, I've been doing shoulders for 20-some years. This is the worst shoulder I've ever seen. And I've lost it.
The adversity as a person to go through all that, where you think you're going to have all these great things happen and it gets taken away for a year and then another year. Then you come back and the highs of becoming an All-American. And then thinking, I'm the leader of this team now and this is going to happen, and the car wreck and then the shoulder and then another missed season. And here he is. But this year we're going to play it as smart as we can.
And through all the peaks and valleys, Grant reflects back on who he is doing this for.
Yeah, a lot of it is for me. I think the injuries and the adversity, I'm to the point where I want to prove it to myself that I can do this thing. I know I set out to do it a long time ago, and I want to prove it, I can do this. But at the same time, there is other people, my parents especially, my mom didn't want me to keep wrestling because she was scared, but I did. And obviously she wants me to do, what I want to do. And my dad loves the sport, and he knows the time and work I've put in. And I think about, when I envision winning a national title, I think about running to them in the stands, straight to them, which is another thing that pushes me.
Anyway, he deserves it. Just from what he's persevered through, the hardships that he's battled through, he deserves it. So, yeah, we want him to win this for him. I mean, are we going to be proud? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's an understatement. but it ain't about us. It's about him,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
We're a little biased.
He deserves it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Maverick Alexander, KMU8 Sports.